What up, gents? It's your boy Tyler here. Welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's Crackle channel. Tonight, guys, we got a super sick one for you. All right, the lovely gents over at Early Bird sent me this Serin RBA. Oh yeah, the new one from Early Bird, man. You guys remember the Sparrow? We did that one. Well, this is the brand new RBA from them. And dude, she is such a looker, dude. Oh my word, this is such a good vape. At first, I saw this thing and I was like, dude, what the hell do you do with this? It's such a different vibe. But then I actually got on the phone with Aaron, one of the creators of Early Bird, and he showed me what to do. And bro, it was just absolutely screaming afterwards. It was such a good vape. So guys, we're gonna go into all this. Like, we even have an MTL kit here too. Will we use it? Find out and watch. But guys, first, a Crackle sesh. All right, from the aforementioned Sparrow RTA, here it is from Early Bird, sitting on the Harrier side by side. This is 18650 and 21700, and of course, you know, I got it outfitted with the 21700 cell in there. And this is the extended tank of the Sparrow. And dude, I just love this setup so much. Early Bird does such a phenomenal job at their work. I'm absolutely in love with it. Oh yeah. I mean, she just screams bloody murder, dude. So freaking nice. Whew. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. One of the best. Then, guys, we have the BMM Gambler with the LP Mods Decree RDA on top. All right, and I got this set up in single coil. Look at that beast inside there. And dude, this is so airy right here. It is so wide. But yeah, this is a DNA 60, 18650 Squonk. And she just rides out, dude, all day. Let's hear how she sounds. Oh yeah. Dude, that is so airy and so nice, man. Oh, freaking day, dude. That is such a nice hit right there. Heck yeah. And then, guys, last but not least, we have the Mods House Noctua RTA. All right, sitting on top of the Consutech Eclipse side by side. All right, this is 18650 DNA 60C. This is a single coil 22 millimeter RTA, RDL style. All right, and she just sings like the Dickens, bro. Phenomenal. Dude, that hit you get is seriously top tier. Woo! Oh yeah, baby. That is such a good hit. And guys, you know it wouldn't be a gentleman's video without Ripski of the live sauce. Cheers. And with that, we shall begin. Let's go ahead and take a gander here. I love this packaging. Super nice. To give you the diagram on the back. And then, of course, from the heart of the United Kingdom. All right. Heck yeah, man. Always love their packaging. Always love their packaging. Get a little note card in here that comes with all their stuff. But so let's go ahead and open this up. Inside, you get a little pack of spares, a couple O-rings, a couple grub screws, and an Allen key. All right. And then, so going inside here, let's take a look at this guy. Oop. Coming apart. Hang on. So this is press fit on there. All right. This is press fit on there. And first off, just look at that. Look at how long that chimney is. At first, I was like, dude, what the heck is going on here? But when I first seen this was on Mark Todd's live. And he was like, what the hell, how does this come off? But this little part comes off up here, and then this O-ring will come off. So you have just a regular barrel and chimney like this, all right? So here is the inside of that deck, and yes, it is serialized, all right? The Serin RBA. So this cap can only go on one way, and that's because there is little inserts sitting in there. Hang on, first let's unscrew this chimney, and I'll show you guys this insert. So this right here is where the airflow feeds into. All right, so this is all top airflow. There is no airflow coming from the bottom at all. Now, I don't know the exact mechanism of it, but dude, I have not had one drop of leaking going on whatsoever. It really, really does the trick. And even so, after you build it and you go to take a hit out of the chimney, like little pull, there won't be anything that you won't get any air. So it's strictly just top airflow. So let's show you guys how this works. So if you're gonna be using one of the sliding glass boros, like this right here, the first thing you gotta do is put your chimney in first. Okay, like that, and then everything else will follow just like that. And then you can go ahead and screw it on from there. So that's one thing to note when you do get this finally built. You got to make sure to put that up in there first. But let's take a look at the tips that come in here. So we have this guy and a very interesting design. All right, that comes off like that. And the way this works is, so you get this screwed on like that. So say that's inside the boro right there. The very next thing you do, the very next thing you do is you're gonna put this flush nut on, all right? So this right here is what reaches the top airflow, because you don't wanna block any of those holes right there on top. All right. So that's going to go on just like that. And then you are going to screw this as your tip inside there. Oop, shit. Hang on. We're falling, guys. We're falling. Hang on. So then that's how it's going to be inside of the boro. That's going to be your final tip on top. That's going to be right where the flush nut is. And it's going to hold it into place just like that. So the cool thing about this RBA is you can purge this thing, because when you blow down, it's not going to blow anything through here. It's just going to blow it out of the top right here. So you guys are going to see me purge this after we're done. But like I said, let's check out the tips. So you have this guy right here, which is a pretty big bore. This is like your DL, RDL bore right here. And then you have another one sitting inside here. And as you can see, it is a little bit different design. You have the air coming out on the sides, and here you have the airflow coming out from the top. So you can definitely see a difference in the bore right there too. I don't know if there's that big a difference. Maybe a tiny, tiny bit difference, but this part up here also screws on and off. That's, oop, don't fall underneath the couch now. Hang on. Slid underneath my camera. All right, so that just slides on, just like that. So if you wanted to use that tip, you know, you have your flush nut going on up here. You would just screw this on. And now you can use that as your tip. All right, so the airflow is coming out. It's coming out from here, going down in there, and coming out right that little hole, and going right inside there, and coming up from the bottom. All right, so there's no way for this thing to leak, because you know it's basically gravity right there. So that just snaps on like that, and you get really, really good airflow. And speaking of airflow, in the box you get a 3.5, a 3.0, 2.5, 2.0, and a 1.5. And then there is also an MTL kit. All right, so in the MTL kit, you get an additional 0.8, 1.0, and 1.2. All right, so if you want to use the MTL kit, you notice you have a difference in that little airflow thing right there. See that? Look at that difference. Night and day. This one's so much bigger right here. This one's tiny. You can get a different barrel. So here is your MTL barrel. And it's funny, I have a matte black deck and a stainless steel cap, but in the MTL kit, I get the full MTL experience. So there's a regular one. Here's the MTL. So you're gonna put this thing in there, just like that. Okay, you're gonna go all the way up. Hang on. You're gonna go all the way down, just like that. And then here you can put this on. Bam. And now this chimney goes on. So that chimney goes on just like that. And then you have this tip right here that you can use. Now this is an MTL bore right here. And you can tell by the airflow holes. See that? You got them going all the way around on this side, but only half right there. All right. So if you wanted to set this up into MTL, bam, there you go. Fully MTL out. And then, of course, you can put in your airflow pins right there. And let me show you guys how to do that. So I have my normal small flathead. I believe this is 2 millimeters. Yep, 2.0. So in order to change this airflow pin out, you have this little notch right here. See that? Go ahead and twist her out. Okay, just like that. Bam. There's a 3.5. Say we wanted to go butthole tight 0.8 millimeter. Look at that thing. Jeez. Get that right in there. Go ahead and screw down. And now, look at that. Look at how butthole tight that is. So this right here is a true MTL experience. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I gotta try MTL someday. All right, guys. So enough yapping. Let's go ahead and put a build in this guy. So we got our build tab out, and we're gonna be using the same driver for the grubs. It is a tiny little 2 millimeter flathead. All right. All right, get this guy on here. Bam. And let's go ahead and open up those grubs. And as you can see, you just have 2 solid holes right here. So, you know, there's no teeth to put it in. So you do have to go directly in. And this is a parallel build. All right. Let's go ahead and get our tools out from the Vecto 2 kit. All right, from Graphics. Heck yeah. All right, grab our LA clippers out. We're gonna need our coil majig. And that should do it right there. That should do it. All right, guys, and for today's coil, we have some Fresno fog coils. Shout out Ethan Windsor, man. All right, we got some Mambas. 2737 gauge, nichrome 80, 2.5 millimeter ID, 0.28 each. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. And I love that Ethan leaves his coil legs super long like that. So whenever you come into one of these little problems right here, you can just, bam, we're going to get this ready for parallel. So we're going to get these legs down. Just like that. Just like that. Perfect. All right, hold on. Let's Zoom in a tad. Come on, Tyler, zoom in a tad. All right, so we're gonna get these legs right in there. Bam. And go in nice and easy. Right on. Let me put this down so I can screw this on right. Bam and bam. Just like that. We want our coil centered right over this wick hole. All right. So let's go ahead and clip these guys off. Bam and bam. And then we can move in these leads just like that. Perfect. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this straightened out. We're going to raise this a little bit. Yep. Boom. That's exactly how I am rocking it right there. All right. So let's go ahead and see what this ohms out to. 0.26. Let's get this on here and make sure we're not. Yep. Perfect. All right. So you guys know the drill. 0.26 ohm, 0.26 ohm cold ohm reading. We're going to start at 10 watts and slowly move our way up. Should see a little bit of gold start to form soon. All right, let's bump this up to 12. Start hitting it a little bit. Bam. 0.29. Nice, we're getting there. I think it's going to read out to like a 0.3 because I added a rep. Let's see though. Yep. Bam. 0.29. I think it's going to stay there. Let's try 17. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. All right, guys. And is it looking like a? Is it looking like a? Even glow. Yeah, we're even glowing on the Serin RBA, but I got an empty on kit in my hands, but it's a Serin from early bird. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, even glow. And that will never get old. And that will never get old. All right, guys. Let's bring this up to 25. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And what we're going to be building at 30. Perfect. Perfect. And guys, for today's cotton, we have some Mabaton X. All right, guys, we're going to be using some Mabaton today. And I think before we even start getting into this, I think I'm going to cut it about right there. Saw some weird bits at the end. I'll probably save that for a little RBA later. All right, so we have this kind of bouncing like this. Bam. Bam, we don't need that much. All right, let's start rolling this up a tad. Probably about right there. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this for the American hot dog roll. Bam. We're just shaping our cotton. We're just shaping it. And get our twisties going. Right on. Peel off some of that fuzz at the top. And get ready for insertion. Okay, we're going to pull it right through. And then guys, remember, we do not need that much at all. Pull it back and forth a little bit. And then guys, this is where we're going to do the magic at. So we're going to come just right here, right up close to that deck, and bam. Just super, super tiny, guys. Super tiny. Ready? 3, 2, bam. Just like that, guys. Okay, you want barely any cotton to where we're going to trim this up right here. All right, so first thing we're going to do, guys, is fan this guy all around. Get him nice and even and spread out. You can definitely tell there is more cotton on this side. Heck yeah. All right, so now what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to trim these tops off. All right, and try to get as close as you can to the coil without touching it. Bam. All right, and this side. Bam, just like that. And then, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to trim some of these sides off right here. So we're just going to come down like this and maybe get a tad little off of this side. So we're just going to form these to these holes like this. And let's go ahead and get ready to juice her up. And for today's juice, we have some liquid therapy. All right, shout out Cam. Shout out Cameron J. Stearns, bro. We got some apple, kiwi, peach, and some 6 milligram. Warning, this product is not intended to bring you out of sadness, although it might. Ha, I love that. I love that. I've been using Cam's juice for a while now, and I really, really like it. Hang on. Do a finger test. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to drip this on here. And remember, it says MAB, so slowly, you gotta slowly drip it on and then pulse it every time. Woo! Oh yeah, I heard the fury. I heard the fury coming out of there. Ready? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Dude, that is sounding magnificent. Magnificent. All day, bro. All day. All day long. Let's let you guys hear this at 34 watts. Ready? Yeah. Yeah. She is crackling super nice, bro. Crackling super freaking nice. And then what we're going to do, guys, is go ahead and get ready for the install. All right. So we just want to be mindful of the cotton when we're getting this on there. All right. Let's check out this side. Perfect. And full send. Full send. Let's look at both sides. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. That's going to be super nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Slowly but surely. And just set it down. All right. So let's grab our boro in our chimney. All right, guys. Remember what I said? First things first. Get that chimney in there. Kind of push it up to the top. Then we're going to grab our boro and send it in. Send it in just like that. And then, guys, to get this on there, you got to turn it that way. All right, perfect. And send her on down in. Bam. See, and then look. If you were to put this on and you do a little pull out of the chimney, nothing. Nothing. It's completely sealed except for these air holes right here. All right, let's go ahead and get some juice up in here. Dude, what the hell? I have like a eyebrow on my finger. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right, let's see what that looks like inside there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, that looks so nice in there. This thing is going to sing like the Dickens. You got the little early bird logo on there. Dude, right on. Let's go ahead and get this in a... For today's mod, I have the BMM 38R, the Koi edition. And she is just absolutely lovely, man. I love this mod. DNA 60C, 21700. What more could you ask for, you know? All right. And might I add, this is the Gentleman's Club Boro. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Let's get this in here. Just like that. And then, guys, remember, first thing to do is get this get this flush line on there. And what can I use to tighten it with? Let's get this guy. All right, and get that on there. Bam. So she should be reading 0.32. Let's get this up to, let's get it up to 35, dude. Let's get it to 35. And then remember, see that? Still nothing. You're gonna need this right here to get inside of that airflow. So here is the completed look right here, guys. Check that out. Dude, that looks so gravy in there. That is looking super, super nice. So guys, if you wanted to use a different tip, you're just gonna have to use a different 510 in there because this is just 510. But hey, it looks nice. The clear like that, I think it looks nice. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a test fire, shall we? 0.32 ohms, 35 watts. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, guys. All right, I will see you up top. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Got me a little nice comfy cozy jacket on, repping TGCC, you know, all day. But dude, what a fun little build that was, dude. It is, when I first saw this thing, I was intimidated. I was like, what the hell? It's so different. How do you work this thing? And then literally when you break it down and wick it, it is just so easy. It is just so, it's literally idiot proof. You just got to put your coil through, you know, make sure it's lined up on those wick holes, and then just send your cotton through, cut it right there at the deck, fan it all around, trim those tops off, and then maybe go in on the sides and trim up the sides a little bit. And dude, she just sings like a goose. Hold on, ready? Let's hear her. You know what I'm saying? 35 watts. Let's go. Dude, that is so good. Oh my God, dude, the flavor, that flavor is seriously good. Just bubbles for days. And like I said, you can purge this thing. That's so sick right there. Dude, that 3.5 millimeter airflow just hits beautifully on this tank. Beautifully. I mean, and all the airflow is coming from those little dots up there, you know, none is coming down here. And might I add too, I used this for a whole day and not one drop of condensation, not even any on the back of the Boro, where there's usually on the back of the Boro, on the back side, you'll see like a little bit condensation building up in the back wall, and there is none whatsoever. This thing is literally leak proof, and that's what Early Bird claims on their site, and it is literally leak proof. Just wicks for days. That airflow is seriously good. At first, you know, it wasn't just me. Everyone was thinking it. They're like, dude, is that top airflow going to be gimmicky? Because when top airflow RBAs come out, sometimes they can be a little gimmicky. I think there was one RBA that did it before that, the umbrella mod or something like that. I forget the actual name of it, but so when people saw this, they were skeptical. They were saying, you know, as they should be, and they're like, dude, you know, is that going to work well? And I was the same way. And then I called up Aaron. He showed me exactly what to do. Like, he showed me exactly how to work the RBA and like how to put it in the Boro and everything. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. And I'm like, dude, it's literally just put the cap on and go. And he's like, bro, it's that easy. So I was like, damn, Aaron with the 1-2 help, bro. Even I gotta get help sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So definitely hats off to the early bird team, because this thing just rocks the house, bro. So good, so good. I'm trying to say cons too in my videos now. A con would be, you know, you can tell this RBA was made for a boro that you can put the top on. You know, you have the bottom base and then you put the whole top on. So it is a little bit trickier to get when you're trying to build it, get that chimney in, and there's not really anything to grip on that chimney, so you kind of have to like press in hard to do it. But I will say this: trying to do the rewick, make sure everything is dry, because trying to do that with any kind of juice on there, any kind of wetness, it's super hard to turn. So that's one thing to note. But I mean, once you get the deck built and you get the barrel on, you know, and you put the chimney inside of the boro, if you're using a sliding glass boro, I chose this boro because I figured a lot of people would have this over the other one, you know. But you get that barrel on, screw it into the chimney, and then, dude, you just put that flush nut on and screw this little part on top. You know, so this is what you're looking at in there. Trying to get the focus. Okay. So that's what you're looking at. So you have to make sure you use this thing right here in order to actually get vapor. But after you get it all built and it's all together, it's actually really, really pleasant, and it's so much fun to purge. I mean, you get a monster rip that way. You get a nice monster rip. And speaking of monster rip, dude, those Fresno fogs are doing it, man. Fresno fog coils. Ooh, was I facing the wrong way? Yeah. Fresno fog coils, the Mambas, bro. These are some screaming demons in there right now. That is so good. Not one lick of dry hit anywhere. And dude, that juice, bro. Cam is such a good mixer, bro. Apple, kiwi, peach. You know, I can taste every single note in here. And dude, that is such a phenomenal vape right there. Liquid therapy. Gotta shout out my boy Cam, man. This he made this profile a while ago, and it still holds true to this day. I mean, dude, that just rocks the house right there. That is, I really, really, really enjoy this thing. But guys, at this time, I would like to thank the following people, if I could. All right, cheers. These are the members of the Ultimate Kings. Shout out to Robert Ford, Chris Greek, Lucille Joanne, Michael Forgash, James Patrick, Sam Freeman, Dominic Giles, James Hatton, CJ Castillo, Clinton Starr, Bowen Wang, Joey Little, Sleepy McNoodle, Nick Cristiano, Daryl Montana, Michael Stevens, Chris Romans, Augusta Linder, Nick Dudash, Michael Larson, Aaron Baraccio, Ryan Berry, aka Scooter Berry, and the always lovely Jamie Robbins. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Ultimate Kings. If you're interested in getting your name shouted out in a video, I'll leave links to the Patreon down below. You also get to view the videos early. All right, so the Ultimate Kings is the biggest tier, so they get the video first, and then after 24 hours, the Crackle Kings get it. That's the next tier down. So then they get the video, and then on the third day, I release it out to the world. Upon joining the Patreon, you get a free set of coils, and you get access to the Patreon coil menu, where you can pick up your very own set of Fresno Fog Mambas. These are on the Patreon menu for a discounted price too. So, hey, that's awesome. And also you get part of the group chat. Dude, that group chat is so much fun, dude. That group chat is lit 24/7. We have so much fun in there all the time. Definitely worth checking out just for that alone. But we also have a Discord server. I'll leave links to that down below. There's a Crackle checks thread, BST thread, TGCC videos thread, vape mail thread. So we have a lot of fun time in that Discord server too. There's a lot of good people in there. It's lit 24/7. People all from around the world. So dude, I couldn't be more blessed. It's such an awesome little fun community. All Crackle and everything too. So we're just firing off left and right. It's a lot of fun. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video, all that jazz. Leave a comment down below. Leave feedback. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you want to see a certain RBA or RTA or RDA in this video, or a mod or whatever. If you guys want to see it done, just keep tagging it onto the videos, and eventually I'll just grab it and bring it on the channel. I've done a few RBAs that way, where I've just seen it talked about in the comments, and I was like, hey, people are talking about this enough. Let me go ahead and grab it. So, but yeah, guys, this little early bird Serin, this new company early bird, should you know them and trust them, and should you like them, and should you get this Serin? Dude, all of the above. I would, dude. It's affordable too. It's cheap. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have high-end pockets to get the high-end experience, because it's right here. You know what I'm saying? And that looks smashing in a 38. That looks so nice in a 38. But I mean, she just sings like a walrus, bro. She just purrs like a goose and sings like a walrus. Dry hit? What dry hit? I don't see no dry hit. Wicking for days, bro. Oh, that is so fucking good. All right, guys, we're gonna call that a build video. We'll do one more. We'll do one more, and then we'll call it a build video. All right, guys. Cheers. Yes, one more. So fucking good, man. Shout out Aaron, shout out Brian, shout out Jordan, everyone at Early Bird. You guys did an amazing job on this. All right, guys, I'm Tyler. I'll catch you in the next one. Later. Love ya. Peace.